Hello everyone, welcome back to Religion. Today we are wrapping up the Theological Virtues chapter 14. And our last section is love, obviously, right? So try to remember the three theological virtues: faith, hope, and love, or charity, right? So today you do need your notebook. You need a separate sheet of paper in case you have any questions. And make sure you wrote down your learning objective. If you have not, I'll give it to you one more time. I will be able to describe what charity is, okay? I will be able to describe what charity is. So we have 2 slides of notes, and then I'm going to explain what your homework will be. But yeah, let's get started. Remember, at any point, if you're feeling rushed and you need a minute to take your notes, just pause the video and you can finish up, and then you can resume the video when you're ready, okay? So lesson 4 is love. What is charity? So charity is also called love. They're pretty interchangeable. The power to love God above all things and to love our neighbor for love of God. That is what charity is. And love is the greatest commandment, right? Jesus even said that. So one of the most famous Bible verses about love, if you've gone to a wedding, you've definitely heard this. It's from 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 through 8. Love is patient, love is kind, love does not envy, love does not boast, love is not proud, love is not rude, love is not self-seeking, love is not easily angered, love keeps no records of wrongs, love does not delight in evil, love rejoices with the truth, love always protects, love always trusts, love always hopes, love always preserves, and love never fails. So this is one of the greatest theological virtues. It's the power to love God above all things and to love our neighbor for love of God. It's more than just our relationship with God. Loving God is a huge aspect of it, but it's also loving our neighbor as well. So if you need to pause, you can pause now. Okay, last slide for chapter 14. Charity is more than actions. So charity is an act of the will, a decision to put God above everything. Remember, we've talked about free will time and time again. God allows you to choose to have a relationship, to choose to love him. And that's what makes love such a beautiful gift. It's an act of the will. It's a choice. When we choose to serve God in all things, we must love our neighbors, wanting good things for them and helping them avoid evil, right? When a couple gets married, yes, they love each other and want to help each other and serve each other, but the biggest thing that they want for one another is to help each other get to heaven, to avoid evil, to avoid sin. If we love and live true charity, we are willing to make sacrifices. I think a perfect example for love in your life is your parents, right? Think of all the sacrifices and things they do for you. They serve you. When you were a baby, they would get up in the night and take care of you. They work really hard at their jobs so they can provide for you. They give their time, energy, and resources for you, not because you owe them anything, but because they choose to love you, right? It's a choice. And they're willing to make those sacrifices because they love you so much. So if you haven't today, why don't you hug your parents and tell them thank you? Or if you need to, you can elbow bump, whatever you think is best to avoid germs. Okay, well, that is it for today. But before you go, please let me explain to you what your homework looks like. If you go to PSL, there is a block with theological virtue questions, okay? So there's going to be a handful of questions in which I'm going to say, kind of say a question about one of the theological virtues, and you are going to answer it with one of the theological virtues. So an example would be, it is really hard for me to believe in God, okay? It's really hard for me to believe in God. What virtue am I lacking, or what virtue do I need? Well, if you look at your notes, first off, there's only 3 choices, so you got a pretty good chance there anyways. But then next, check your notes. What has to do with believing in God? Faith, right? So then you would put number 1, faith, right? So there's a couple of different questions about what virtues people might need, and you're going to use your notes to determine that, to kind of help review and practice your skills. Just open a new email and number the questions with your answers, and then email that to me. And then just so you know, tomorrow is in fact chapter 14 quiz. Or if it's Friday, then the next day. The next lesson will be chapter 14 quiz. So make sure you're very familiar with your notes. You got all your notes that you need. If not, you need to check up and stay organized with all those things. But yeah, open note quiz next time we meet, and you will email me your answers. But thank you for your hard work. You guys have been doing great. Make sure your notes are your top priority for religion. You have to have spotless notes. It's going to really help you for homework assignments and quizzes and things like that. But yep, I hope you have a wonderful day. Make sure you hug your parents or tell them you love them, and get on your homework. Have a great one.